Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Blake, and today I wanted to talk to you about a author event that I had on Monday. Today is Wednesday. And then I also wanted to just kind of recommend the book that I had the author in town for. So the book that I wanted to talk about today is Meet the Newmans by Jennifer Niven. This book came out on January 6th, so it's been out for just a little bit. It is a historical fiction, and it is a great book. Now, I am not going to tell you a ton about it, but I will give you a little bit of a context. And then I also filmed some clips from the author event that I ran on Monday. So you'll get to see some of that and some behind the scenes clips as well. So that'll be fun, hopefully. And then I'll come back and wrap it up. So I wanted to just quickly talk about this one. We followed Dinah and her family. They are what I would call kind of like a Brady Bunch situation as far as a family that is on TV, but this is a real life family. It's not like it's just for the cameras. And so they've been on TV for a long time, and things are starting to get stale as far as like the producers and the world kind of believes it to be. So they're kind of stuck at this time in their lives to try to figure out what's next. So a incident happens. I don't want to give any spoilers. Incident happens, and so Dinah has to kind of take control and take direction and steer the family to whatever that may come for her. So I really liked this book. I thought it was really good. And it is, here we go again with my really good. Anyway, it was really well done. It gives you a little bit of Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's hard to say. By Taylor Jenkins Reid. Apparently I can't talk today, but I'm going to leave that in because that is my reality today. And so I would say it was a mashup between that one and Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Now, I don't like comparing other books, but if you liked those two books, you probably would like this one as well. I will say I really liked the way that Jennifer writes her characters and the way that, you know, you get these two female characters in here, Dinah and a reporter, and I can't remember her name. It might not be right here. Juliet is this reporter, and Juliet is a more modern woman. This takes place in the 60s. So she's the modern woman who is very like women's rights and wants, you know, fair and equal pay for women, wants to talk about birth control and like all of these things that are facing women in the 60s. And then we have Dinah, who is this June Cleaver type character on TV. And so I liked the way that Jennifer wrote these two characters and how they kind of really juxtapositioned each other and in this world. So you get somebody that is kind of trying to face the old world of where your place is in life, and you know, she has her own issues and kind of demons that she's dealing with. And then you have Juliet, who's this young woman who has these ideals of what she thinks womanhood and what she thinks life should look like for women. And so you get these two different characters with these two different backgrounds and stories. And I think Jennifer did a really good job. And I haven't seen a lot of books set in this time period that has both of those views so strongly represented. I could be missing some because I don't read a ton of historical fiction anymore. We've kind of talked about it in other videos where I don't love historical fiction and the fact that I think everything now revolves around World War I or World War II. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I feel like we've talked about it. I think it's oversaturated. And so when I always find a different type of historical fiction book, I always like to jump on it and recommend it and read it and love it for other people who might feel like me, who's just like, okay, I'm over the wars and that kind of time period, because I feel like you can only write so much and it be fresh and new. And so I think it's harder and harder to find something that you haven't really felt like you've read before. So I really liked this one. That's all I really think I'm going to say about it. But it's got something for everybody. There's a teen heartthrob in here. There's some all kinds of different TV drama. There's some feminism. There's just all kinds of different elements, and I think Jennifer does a really great job of blending all of those. So I highly recommend this one. I got this copy from Aardvark, and it's so pretty, and I will say that I love the inside of it, because I love this matte finish. And then it always has this like fun kind of, you can't really see it, but it's this fun like foils lettering on the, oh yeah, you can kind of see the glitter or the shimmer with that. And they're always such good quality books. I really like Aardvark. That is a spoiler. I am gonna probably do a video later on about how much I like Aardvark and different book box subscriptions that I have subscribed to in the past. So with that being said, I wanted to just come on and tell you about the book and tell you a little bit about the event. So Jennifer comes into town. This is kind of like how all of our author events run. We have, and this one, we have a little conversation. So it's Jennifer and then the bookstore owner, Emily. She's in conversation and they're in conversation together. And then afterwards, Jennifer will sign books. And that's kind of how it worked. And this one, it was really kind of a fun, intimate book gathering that it gave us time to really talk to Jennifer, and that when you have really huge crowds, that's not always the case. So it was really nice to kind of get to chat with her. And then I do have a clip, I think, in here that I will add that is Jennifer pre-signing books, and that's always an interesting fun tidbit when you go to author events. Well, you don't really see it, but behind the scenes, a lot of times the authors will sign books before the event. It helps for stuff to go smoother after the event. And so I make a comment, and it's really hard, and I did a clip where we do what's called flapping, and it is basically taking your book. This is for all of you who are going to future author events. We're going to do a little tutorial, and so then when you go to an author event, you'll know what they're doing. So in the book lines, they'll ask you, usually an author will sign at your full title page, which is the title and the author. And so you can see mine's signed. So they'll take the flap here and they'll put it so then it's easier for the author to just go and open the book and sign. So that is and I do it with one hand, and it is while filming, and it is hard to do with one hand while filming. And you just kind of get used to doing that. And so it goes real quick. But every once in a while you'll get the book that has the pages are stuck together, or it's harder to pull off, and then it kind of trips up your process. But so that's what flapping is. That's what flapping is. If anybody says that they want their books flapped or flap your books, or however they'll phrase it, but that is what you do to make it easier on the authors. And sometimes they'll sign in different pages, so don't always think it's going to be the main title page. Sometimes authors like a different page, or their title page is dark, so they'll either sign with like a different colored Sharpie, or sometimes they'll sign on a different page because it's harder to see, whatever their preference is. I've had authors that have signed in this on like the white pages. Sometimes you'll get books from the bookstore that'll be pre-signed, and those look like that as well. So yeah, it's a little bit about a little insider's tip on the book industry and book signing. So I hope you enjoy the clips, and I will be back later. Okay, I am coming to you from my car. This is my first little vlog outside of my house, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna take you along with me. We're gonna do very bare bones of this author event tonight. It's for Jennifer Niven and her new book, Meet the Newmans. She is in town, and I am so excited to host her tonight. So she's gonna come and pre-sign. So I have to get all these books out of my car and flapped and ready to go. And I'll show you later what flapped means. You'll learn a little of behind the scenes terminology. I'm looking around because I'm not used to filming in my car yet. So here we go. This is the start of a new, maybe it's a vlog, maybe it's just an author event, a video, maybe it's, I don't know what it is yet, but this is the start of it. So come along.
welcoming Jennifer Niven.
Okay, so that was an author event in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing some of those clips that we filmed. Myself, I kind of filmed some of them, and then our social media coordinator, Brooke, who I think is a follower, so I think she's a subscriber, so she might see these, but so she also did some clips, and it was really funny because I was selling books at the table, and I was just like, hey, Brooke, send me these clips. So I have to give her some credit. She filmed some of the stuff for me, so I appreciate it. So I used it twice. We used it for the social media, and then I double dipped and used it for this video. So I hope you enjoy, and I will hopefully film some more videos soon with author events if you enjoyed these. I have an author event with Jenny Elder Moak. She wrote this book. I talked about it in my January TBR video. She'll be in town not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. And I don't know, we might get some up to some shenanigans. So maybe I'll film that as well. We will see. But I did want to just say really quick that I really enjoyed this book. This was her first one, and so then her new one comes out January 20th, and this is the one that we will be talking about. So if you're in the area, in St. Louis area, and want to come hear more about this romance mystery, it's a great time, and I'm in conversation with her, so we'll have a good conversation. And yeah, so until next time, thank you for watching. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and happy reading.